I pulled the hair of one of my students in a video I used for B-roll, and people are having a problem. I can't tell if these comments are getting irritated with me, think it's inappropriate or weird, are curious and intrigued to try it on their own, or just don't understand it. I thought that I should address this and talk about it because it's actually one of the most powerful cues that you can use to organize someone's head and neck control. And then also just have an opportunity to talk about tactile cues and how powerful they are in creating the desired movement experience to organize the dynamic alignment for someone's body during movement exercises. First of all, let's just talk about the tactile cues. Fundamentally, when you look at the human from a whole organism approach and how we develop our movement skills from little baby to adult that can run, jump, walk, etc. We have always learned and organized our movement based on sensory experience of touch and or wanting to touch. And we have learned instructions, we've learned language around that sensory stimulation. You can't respond to a language cue unless you have had the experience of the sensory experience. So by using tactile cues, we're actually going to the root or like the origin, the basics, the deeply embedded intelligence of the human organism and the way it organizes itself to create a movement. Number two, when you learn about the body, there are certain key spots on the body you can touch to create very specific movement responses. So when it comes to head and neck control, the reason why this cue specifically can be so powerful is because a lot of the times in a prone position or going in whatever position, like a deadlift is a classic example of this, or just any lifting, people tend to think that if they want to look up or lift their head up, they lift their face. So if you're in the prone position and you tell someone to lift their head, they instantly lift their face. This makes sense because their face is where most of their sensory organs are, and so that's what makes sense to them. And the lay person thinks that their head is their face. But what the practitioner often wants is the skull, the actual head, the cranium lifting up off the ground to maintain this nice dynamic alignment in the neck. So oftentimes the easiest way to do it is to take the hair at the base of the neck at the occiput and give a little pull to be like, lift your neck or lift your head, right? Or you could put your hand opposite around the mouth underneath the nose to be like, don't touch my hand. And the instinct is to be like, don't touch my fingers, don't touch my hand, is to pull the head back in retraction, which is a head lift. The reason why you want to go below the nostrils instead of above is it's a different mechanism. If I go above, your instinct is to lift your face even higher to go into cervical extension. If I did that with the hand down here, I'd run into the hand. Any cue below the level of the nostrils here creates this. But opposite to that spot, right, is the base of the skull. Below the nostrils is the top of the cervical spine. The specific area that I'm touching on the head matters too. I'm not going to pull the hair from the crown. I'm going to pull the head from the base of the skull when I want a head lift. Now, also, what's important to realize, and I think some people really thought that maybe this cue that I was using, this tactile cue I was using, was super aggressive, because sometimes you think of like getting your hair pulled as like yanking, and I was very gentle. Like I literally just touched her hair and then pulled gently in the direction of the ceiling. That is not that threatening to the nervous system. And also, interesting enough, a gentle hair pull stimulates the trigeminal nerve branches of the scalp, or the occipital nerve branches of the scalp, which anastomose with the trigeminal nerve, ophthalmic branches. And all of those nerves innervate a deeper structure in your head of the meninges, or the tentorium, which is one of the structures in your cranium that can create a lot of tension in your central nervous system. It also, the trigeminal nerve is very much related to your parasympathetic nerves and your parasympathetic response. So it is why naturally when we need to de-stress, we pull our scalp, we pull our hair, we give ourselves a scalp massage. So also by doing this cue, not only am I getting the movement experience I'm looking for with the head lift, I'm also creating reflexively a little bit of a parasympathetic relaxation response. If you found this interesting, go ahead and save it, or send it to another colleague, and let me know in the comments if you use this cue in your practice, or go give it a try and then come back and let me know how it goes.